Hello there! If you have been following along this Webpack tutorial, you will know that so far we have created something like what is right now on the image. On the left we have our static assets right now, which are our SAS files and the Bootstrap library that we have installed. And we have created our first entry point, which is home, and Webpack is generating for us a home bundle, which is being referenced only by the home page. And that's why the search page is not showing any styling right now. So we want to change that and be able to handle multiple bundles. We want something like this, where each bundle will use its corresponding files and functions for each web page. So how can I do this? Let's jump into the code and find out. So here I am in Visual Studio Code, and as you can see on my Webpack config, I have one entry point, which is my home.js file, which is over here, and this is the content. And I have one output file, which is the home bundle.js that I'm placing right now here on my .temp folder. And that bundle is only being referenced by my index page. My search page is not referencing any script because I wanted to reference its own bundle. So how do we change this configuration in order to handle multiple bundles? Well, I am going to go into Webpack documentation, and in here I will go to code splitting. In here you can see that according to the Webpack documentation there are three general approaches in which I can accomplish this. I am going to cover these two. Dynamic import is a bit more complex, so I will leave that to you if you want to use that, but it's also very easy to do it once you read the documentation. So let's go to the entry points. You can see here on the example that they want to add another entry point, just like we do, and here they show you the content of the other module. And in here on the Webpack config we can see how to do that. You can see that entry is no longer one single value, instead of an object where each key represents the entry point, and the output is no longer a hard-coded file name. Instead it has this special character, and with that he's going to create each bundle with the name of the entry, so like index.bundle.js, and the same for another bundle.js. So that looks promising. That is what we want to accomplish. Okay, so I am going to grab this to bring it into my Webpack config, and I will replace my hard-coded file name for this, and I will also modify my entry to be an object instead of a single value. And here I will add the key for home, and I will copy and paste to create my search. And I also need to create this search.js file since right now it doesn't exist. This is going to be my entry point for my other bundle. And what do I want here on my search entry point? Well, I want the same as home.js bundle, but I don't want to be repeating my code, so I am going to create a shared file. And here I will put my imports for my CSS files. And I will save my files. So now what? We just need to add a reference to this shared file, and I will do that using the import. And I will add this in search, in home, and also in home. I will now run my Webpack on watch mode because we are going to continue doing changes. And you will notice it's now creating more bundles for me, and I am going to delete this home bundle since it's the old one, because right now I am using the syntax, the name .bundle.js, so these two are the ones that are valid. I also need to add my reference to those in my pages, in my views. So on my index page I am going to rename this to home.bundle.js, and I will copy this and bring it into my search page, and I will replace this for search.bundle.js file. I will run my application, and hopefully now I will see that my styles are loading in both of my pages. Let me bring it here, and we can see that the home page is loading the styling. I'm going to try the search page, and it's now loading the styles too. Good, we have made some progress. Now, at this point, you may think, well, we are kind of duplicating this. We could create a new entry point here, something like shirt. We will add here another bundle, and we could then come to the layout page. Let me open it here, and we could add the reference to that script on the layout. That way we won't have to add this import for every script that we want to, since we are going to be needing those styles anyways in every bundle. And that is true if you're only sharing styles. What do I mean by that? Let's say that you want to share a function. This is going to be a common function for all of my script that I could possibly use, and it will be some sort of function like say hi. We will take a message parameter, and in here we will simply come and do a console log. If we were simply adding the script tags to the browser, this will be a globally available function like it was on the beginning, on the initial setup that we did. But since Webpack is not going to allow global functions, this won't work. So instead I need to change this to something like this and export it, and once I export that function, I can have it available on my home page, and I can import it using something like this. And you can see that there is my function right there, and I can do the same for my search page, and then I can use that function, and I can also use it on my search function. Let's save this, and let's fix this typo here. Let's save, and let's see what happened now. I will come back to my page, I will refresh, and I will check the console, and you can see that there is my message there from the search page, and if I go to the home page, there is my message from the home page. So great. I want you to have that in mind when deciding how you are going to split your bundles. Right now, since I like being explicit about my dependencies, I will stick to this way, and because eventually we are going to have shared JavaScript functions, so I will leave this like this. And great, we now have multiple bundles, and we can start doing the actual development for our search page. Join me on the next video as we start implement the requirements that we need.